Hi, I'm Kelsey Higdon with The Advocate, and I'm joined today with Shay and Emily, and we are at Friends of the Animals Baton Rouge, also known as FOTA BR. We're going to be talking a little bit about the fostering process. So can you just tell me about how your process was or has been fostering with FOTA?
Sure. I got involved with fostering with FOTA because I found a stray dog that I brought to the shelter by LSU, and through that process, met some of the ladies who would come from FOTA to look at the shelter dogs to pull them, and they were really great with working with me to try to find a family for that dog. They let, through the shelter, they pulled her every once in a while and let her come and try to get viewed by potential adopters here. I fostered that stray dog for a while. She actually was transferred to a rescue organization in the north, but that kind of showed me, okay, I can do this. I have two of my own dogs, and I thought that it was going to be too much to have the third, but it was really just fun, and it was so easy to work with FOTA. They really make it such an enjoyable and easy as possible process for you. So then I did another foster. That one I foster failed, but after that I've had 5 fosters since probably April, and all 5 of them I guess I've had 6 because she's my 6th. And 5 of those 6 have been adopted, and Shay is just waiting for her perfect family. But it's been so much fun. My husband and my daughter, and I have a daughter who lives at home and one that lives in an apartment, and they both love the new dogs that come through. It's so much fun to get to see their personalities, see how they interact with my dogs, see how they interact with my cat. You get to know them. And it's just, for someone who loves animals, it's such a great hobby, and you're helping so many dogs while you're doing it.
Yeah, and that kind of leads me to my next question. How is fostering not only beneficial for the dogs, but also for your family?
Well, it's definitely beneficial for the dogs because it gets them out of the shelter environment, and that has so many benefits. First of all, just the dog's mental health, physical health. The shelter is overwhelmed with the number of dogs they have to take care of. So the dog has, maybe a sore paw or a little upset tummy, they have a hard time being able to see that and treat it and, respond to it because they're so overwhelmed. There's 250 plus dogs there. And if they're in a home, you can see those things and you can try to make sure that their needs are taken care of. But also just, being in a kennel for 23 hours a day with a bunch of other dogs around you is not good mentally for these dogs. They need to be in homes, they need to be with people, and being able to get out of that shelter and get in a house and sleep in a quiet room that's, comfortable with a blanket makes such a big difference mentally for the dogs. And as far as benefits for us, I think the more animals you have around you, the better off you are mentally. And just the connection you make with each animal, it's all different, depending on the dog. Some get into your hearts a lot faster than others, and some are like slow bros, but they just, I don't know, it definitely is like a little serotonin boost, when you come home and you see 4 tails wagging or 3 tails wagging or however many you have. Hello, Shay. You have something to say? Or you have one that just lays on you like Shay. It's been so nice. It also, it gets you connected to other parts of your community, like the workers at FOTA, the workers at the shelter, your neighbors when you go out and you walk these dogs, say, oh, what dog is this? Who do you have this week? I've gotten to know a lot of different people. So that's wonderful too. And also the teamwork within a family, it definitely, she's my 4th dog at home right now. She's a foster, and I have 3 of my own dogs. And so that takes some teamwork within a family to make that work. And it's been a really good kind of bonding thing for our family as well.
Yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm. Can you tell me about some common misconceptions that people have with pit bulls?
Yeah, so Shay is probably a pit bull mix. We don't know for sure, but she's likely a pit bull mix. And a little bit about her backstory, she had a litter of puppies at the shelter, and those puppies were part of a transport to a northern rescue organization. Shay did not get transported. So that's how she ended up with FOTA, and she's likely a pit bull mix. And I think, especially in the South, I think pit bulls have this stereotype of being aggressive, of being mean, of being hard to train, strong. And while there are some pit bulls who do that, there are also some Labradors who are like that. There's some Chihuahuas who are like that. So, I think that each dog has those attributes, but what people fail to see is that pit bulls are also super loving. They love their families. They love their people. They are great with other dogs. Shay is wonderful with my personal dogs. She's great with my cat. I have an outdoor cat, and they are buddies. And I also have one of my 3 personal dogs is a pit bull mix, and she is the most affectionate dog I've ever had. She sleeps on top of me. She loves everybody. And, so I think people don't tend to look at pit bulls when they go to adopt for a lot of those reasons. But there's so many wonderful characteristics about them, and it really is the dog. It's not about the breed, it's about the dog. Because all of these breeds are a mixture of lots of different breeds. Your Labrador's a Labrador, but a Labrador comes from a long line of different other dogs. So it's really important to look at the individual dog and see whether the attributes that dog has fit your lifestyle. And that's one thing that's really great about FOTA is that because these dogs are in foster homes, we get to know them so well. If they're not at FOTA, they're at our house, they're, playing in our backyards, they're walking around our living rooms. We can tell you, as far as we understand, what their personalities are like, whether they would do well with kids, whether they would do well with men or women. Some dogs are particular. How they do with cats. We even had one foster that had chickens, and we could tell you how they do with chickens. So that's the good thing about adopting from a place like Friends of the Animals is because you get to know the individual dog, and it's not, this is a German Shepherd, this is a Pit Bull, this is a Chihuahua. It's a dog, and it has its own personality.
And she's falling asleep.
Yeah, and I will say Shay is the chillest of the chill, and is a great breed ambassador. I will say that for sure. Because she's lovely.
She's so sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining me.
Sure.
Thank you for being a foster and adopting dogs.
Yeah.
If you're interested in fostering or adopting, please remember support local and support Friends of the Animals Baton Rouge.
Yep.